It's looking spicy.
And it's your girl Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. We here, we live, we ready. Oof, I've had an adventure, y'all. I have an adventure. If anyone follows me on Instagram, y'all know that I was in the great country of Canada. I think Drake says on the 6th, I believe, on the 6th. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not. But anyways, I was in Toronto. Dope. I feel like Toronto definitely showed Mina a lot of love. Also, shout out to my cousin Carlos Albornoz. Yes, I was able to reconnect with my family. I haven't seen my family out there in about 15 years. So shout out to everybody. Carolina, Rosa, Carlitos, Susan. Thank you for just accepting me, with open arms. It felt like, honestly, like I didn't miss a heartbeat, and it was so nice seeing y'all. And also shout out to you, Carlos. So my cousin is actually going to be part of a premiere. It's called 9 to 35. And it is a brand new show. It's kind of like if you watch The Office, it gives out, or Parks and Recreation, it's kind of that vibe. But congratulations to you. He got a regular, kind of like a regular person on set. And I'm very proud of you. I feel like as a Latino in the acting community, I feel like it's really important for us to be there. And I'm really proud of you. I gotta give you your flowers, cuz. And good luck on your premiere on Tuesday. So, what else I got? Any other shout outs? Again, we're going to definitely look into November for Hidden Gems Part 3. Shout out to Professor Knox. Always, making things work and, allowing me to, I guess, host your event and trust me with your event because, I was just like, I always remember that first event. I was just like, yo, let me just do my thing. And you let me do my thing. And I'm thankful that you could, trust me like that. So I want to give a special shout out to you, my friend. What other shout outs? We also got Networking Day at Bravery Studios. I believe that day will be October 4th. And it will be a day event. It will be running from the times of 1 to 5 p.m. So remember, Bravery Studios, October 4th, Networking Day. It's basically going to be just a beautiful day to connect with the community, other podcasters. If you ever thought about podcasting yourself, definitely come on by. It allows you to see the studios and can you see yourself doing this? Come on by. It's free. And yeah, just have a good time. Definitely. If you want to find out more information, I'll be sharing it later in my story. You could also find it at Bravery Studios on Instagram. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my very special guest today. We have Dippy The Lad.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me, Mina. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. So, Dippy, one thing I do with my shows is becoming like an iconic icebreaker. What'd you have for breakfast today?
Ooh, I had two. There you go. I had 2 hard-boiled eggs.
Okay.
With some hot sauce because we're on the Queen of Spice
Hell
today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're trying to stay on brand.
Hell yeah.
So had that as well as a large cup of coffee. That's just how I'm trying to start my mornings off nowadays. Trying to eat less carbs and more eggs.
What was I gonna say? So you said hard-boiled eggs?
Yeah. I was talking to my mom one day, and she's very health conscious. She put me on to so many things as a kid, like salmon and rice and stuff like that. Trying to make sure that you eat right. So I was telling her my breakfast, for a while was like grits and eggs, and obviously grits are just soaked in butter and stuff like that. It tastes great, but it's not good to have all the time. So she was like, try some hard boiled eggs. It's just water and eggs, and no bread in there. So that's always nice, and it's surprisingly filling. It definitely holds me over until lunch. So yeah, hey mom.
Hey, shout out to mom.
And dad.
Shout out to mom. All right, thank you for that.
Absolutely.
I gotta ask you though, Dippy the Lad, what inspired that name?
So that was a name given to me at a party. It was like close to like the end of high school, beginning of college. My first name is Nick. So growing up, I've always just had a lot of friend groups, a lot of classrooms, a lot of places I work just always had Nicks. Yeah. So anytime anyone would say, hey, Nick, 10 dudes would turn their head. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just feel like it's always followed me around. And I knew when I started to do solo music like this, I didn't want to be just another Nick, because there's also Nicks in music. There's Nick Carter, Nick Cave, and
Nick Jonas.
Nick Jonas. Absolutely. Yes, I do not want to compete with that guy. I mean, hey, I'm not touching that. But so one day I was at a party, and one of my buddies was trying to get my attention, and he was like, hey, Nick. And obviously, 30 dudes turn their head or whatever. And at one point he points at me and he says, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Dippy the Lad. And it was such a weird, organic, in the moment kind of thing that I was just like, wow, that really stuck with me. Because my last name is DePietro, so it's a long Italian name that nobody really knows how to spell or pronounce and stuff like that. So I knew I couldn't really use that, but Dippy the Lad kind of uses the first part of my last name, if anything. So still, pays homage to the roots, but in a funny, childlike kind of way,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. We also got some love in the check-in right now. We got Sly Rick from Mad Mind.
That's Rick from Mad Mind. Shout out to Rick. Yes, one of the hardest working men in show business. That's for sure.
Thank you for supporting the show, my friend.
Thank you, Rick.
If you have a question for Nick, please drop it in the chat. Please drop it in the chat, friends. And also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give me a follow on Queen of Spice on Instagram. Let's network. Let's collaborate. All right, let's continue this interview. That part.
Yes.
That part.
Indeed.
So my next question, friend, is how did growing up in Carlstadt and starting in Maryland shape your music?
Man, well, I would say Maryland in general is a very artist-friendly state. And what I mean by that is that there's so many places for people to go to help their music career or just creative career in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I grew up with 2 guitar shops, 10 minutes away from me. A lot of local restaurants and bars always welcome live music. And there was just always, music around. You know what I mean? In Maryland, there are festivals. There are, DIY venues that put on their own shows. There's so many different places for musicians to go. So I think Maryland gave me a lot of confidence in being a musician. I knew that people enjoyed it and appreciated it there, so that really gave me a lot of confidence. But what really gave me a lot of confidence was seeing bands specifically the Bumpin' Uglies, Ballyhoo, Joey Harcum. These bands have been touring and putting out music, and they've been making a living. I remember seeing a picture of the singer of the Bumpin' Uglies, Brandon. He took a picture in front of this new house that he bought with his wife and his 2 kids. You know what I mean? So that gave me even more confidence and faith to say, wow, there are people that are actually making really big moves in music from my hometown, and through hard work and perseverance, you can make money off of your art. You can provide for your family off of your talents, and that's just what I'm trying to chase more than anything. So I think Maryland really gave me that faith in just pursuing this.
What about Jersey?
Jersey really made me appreciate community a lot more. You know what I mean? Coming from, Maryland to New Jersey, obviously I didn't know anybody at first. So I had to, really put my networking to the test. I had to, really go out to shows and, put my best foot forward. You had actually a good friend of mine, Andy Mack, on the show recently. Shout out to Andy Mack. Yes. He was one of the first people to really tell me a lot of advice on Jersey venues and stuff like that. So, he's just, the GOAT for that. I appreciate him always. And I've just made a lot of cool friends, through just going to different events and shows and stuff like that. So I think Jersey has a very strong community-driven kind of scene. There's people that are, doing, stuff like this. You're running your own podcast here. This is amazing with Marvin and stuff like that. So, everyone in Jersey is just very motivated and very open to help each other. And I think that's a very great thing that I learned in Maryland, but I definitely grew to appreciate and notice more in Jersey for sure.
Period. All right. So, Nick.
Bang, bang.
Tell me, what was the first cover song you ever performed?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. The The first cover song that I can remember doing was With Arms Wide Open by Creed. I did that for like a high school talent show when I was in my sophomore year. Still trying to learn how to sing and stuff like that. But I had been in my first band by then, so I was like, you know what, I can take my singing to some other places. And it was pretty cool. I remember when the guitar solo hit, I just had done the wave for everybody. Like I just like it was like 10 minutes of me just like doing the wave, it felt like. So that was crazy. But With Arms Wide Open by Creed, I ran that by my mom, and she cried when she heard it. So I was like, you know what, I gotta do it then. So With Arms Wide Open by Creed. Shout out to Creed.
Period. All right, let's get funny here. Let's get funny here.
Yes.
So, if you had, I'll go back to that one because I want to go more into the bio. Okay. If your life were a coming of age movie, who would play you?
Ooh, who would play me? That's a really good question.
Who would you want to play you? Dead or alive too? Because I feel like a lot of people, you know, everybody deserves a shout out. You know,
that is true.
So dead or alive, who would you want to play you?
I think Pete Davidson. I really like Pete Davidson. I think he's a really cool like personality, especially nowadays with him like, you know, having a kid and getting into fatherhood and stuff like that. It's definitely, you know, he's definitely become more of a role model to me in that sort of way of like, you know, really taking, you know, his life in a healthier direction, it seems like. And he's still just so funny, you know what I mean? Like there's so many clips of him on Theo Von recently that have just gone like, you know, viral. So I really like Pete Davidson.
He's a really kind soul. I've met him many times.
Really?
Yeah. So one thing about Pete Davidson, I used to work in Staten Island.
Oh.
And Pete Davidson, if anybody knows about him, he reps Staten Island to the death of him.
King of Staten Island right there. That's a great movie.
But he actually like is there all the time.
That's
like
great.
All the time. Like I have so many pictures with him, but like one thing about Pete, I feel like he's very kind. Like anytime I've seen people ask him for a picture, he's like always so excited to do it.
That's
like
great.
You know, a lot of people like are kind of like, I wouldn't say like mean, but sometimes are too busy. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Pete always makes times for his fans, like no matter what. And I feel like that's such a great quality to have because you have people that look up to you and like, you know, that could really make someone's day. And he knows that. And I feel like that's what I notice about Pete. And I love that he shows so much love to Staten Island, you know, because he could be in LA if he wanted to.
He certainly could. Yeah,
but he's like, no, I'm staying in Staten Island.
Yo, that's great,
out here,
man. Oh, my
know?
gosh. Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear about that. He definitely portrays that. And, you know, with that, it just seems like he's...
Definitely go to Staten Island Mall. Go to
Staten
the mall.
Island Mall?
He's there. He's probably...
Really?
You'll see him there like maybe once every 2 months.
Damn.
Yeah, and
I want to ask where he shops, but I shouldn't ask where he shops.
I don't know where he shops, but it's funny that he just still shows love.
That
he
is great.
Love. Yeah.
That's he's one of the goats, man. The other person that came to mind was Jonah Hill. I think that makes more sense with like my figure, but you know, he's also someone who you know is cool. Very silly and just goes into so many different areas with his movies. And Superbad's one of my favorite movies of all time. So that one's a really good one.
All right, let me ask you this: Would you rather headline Coachella or play the Super Bowl halftime?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I feel like at Coachella, like when you're headlining it, especially now, because like I feel like it is big. And then like the halftime show, everybody always remembers the halftime show.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I feel like there would be more freedom on the Coachella stage. Definitely. So I would almost want to go more in that direction because I feel like you're still working with a big space. What's that?
It's a festival.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I honestly grew up around like more like, you know, multi-band bills and stuff like that. So I feel like that kind of also feels more familiar to me. It almost would feel like more like going back to my roots as opposed to like, you know, going to the Super Bowl halftime show and having to, you know, go by someone else's rules and being like somewhere I'm not so familiar with. So I think festivals are great. They have a great energy. You know, obviously Coachella has their, you know, criticism from other people and stuff like that. But, you know, overall festival energy is really fun, and I think I'd prefer the Coachella stage.
Okay, so we're going with Coachella. So let me ask you this: when did you realize you wanted to pursue music seriously?
Seriously, I mean, I think the first time was when I saw my first show. My dad took me to see the band Kiss in 2015, I think it was. It was like a birthday present. So we we went together. He was
This
on.
was in Maryland?
It was in Maryland. Yes, it was at
Okay.
the it was at the Capital One Arena. It was another name by then, but we went to that show. Buck Cherry opened
Does
the
Gene
show.
Simmons still stick out his tongue?
Yes, he did. He did
like,
very
blood
much that
comes
night.
out?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So that's what I know about him.
I will say that bit definitely has gotten a little bit more gross as he's gotten older. You know what I mean? It just doesn't look like as right as it did in the 70s when he didn't have so many wrinkles.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I mean that
That's
makeup
gross.
cracks. It's just what it is. But it was an amazing show.
Yeah.
And I just remember feeling so much joy through the entire experience. From like getting into the parking lot, even. You know what I mean? Just the anticipation of knowing that I was going to see one of my favorite bands of all time. It was just such a fulfilling feeling, and I remember just being on my feet the entire concert. I was just like, really just going ham. I loved every minute of it. I loved, buying the merch. I loved getting the, subpar food. I loved just, enjoying the energy of the concert.
Did you paint your face?
I did not paint my face, unfortunately.
Dang, you
yes,
should paint
yeah.
your face.
I'm very particular about like makeup and stuff like that. Like I don't know. I just like even for like Halloween, it gets like a lot for me. But I break down in the good moments. But I was just so captivated by the show. It truly was like the perfect balance of music and showmanship. And I just thought these guys make money doing this. Like the whole thing was pretty much a sold out show, and I just remember that feeling and leaving that concert being like, if I could do that for the rest of my life, that would just be the best feeling in the world. You know what I mean? I'm a big believer in doing what you love as your full-time thing, because if you love what you're doing, you're going to give 100%. And I just know that I just respect this art form so much that I just want to be able to really treat it well and get into it for the right reasons. And that show just really made an impression on me, and I was just like, I want to do this. Like it just gave me a whole new sense of motivation for sure.
Let's go. Also, shout out to Turk in the check-in.
Hey.
Dippy. Shout out to you,
Appreciate
my
you,
friend.
Turk.
Shout out to Mad Minds. Period.
Mad Minds.
Let's go. All right. So, I guess. How personal is your EP Stuck to You, and what story does it tell?
It's very personal. Yeah, I would say my music in general is very personal. A lot of what I talk about is just issues or things that I have going on in my life, and just trying to hope that other people will resonate with it. I've always used music as more of an expression for my emotions and just how to navigate through life. You know what I mean? And I feel like we all have moments where we feel stuck. You know what I mean? When I was writing that EP, I was at a job that I didn't like. You know what I mean? I was just feeling very, stagnant in my music career as well. I felt like everything was kind of just like dragging on, and I just felt like I was, just kind of like in a box, like moving, but I wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? So that was just like a very like frustrating period, I guess. And I just put that all into the songs that are on there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Songs like If These Walls Could Talk, or just like, talking about the job, that I didn't have, for example, that I had, for example. You know what I mean? Like If These Walls Could Talk, they'd talk about all the BS that, I went through and I felt and stuff like that.
I'm sorry.
Well, there's also 2 love songs on there for my wife. Shout out to Leah B. Also, another gorgeous singer-songwriter, one of the best out there. And so those songs are Almond Breeze and Powers That Be. So those 2 made it on the EP, which I'm very happy about. And it does show, like, I think with that, it shows the duality of life. You know what I mean? It's not all gonna feel bad. You know what I mean? There are, moments of brevity in, dark times. I feel like there are moments of relief where we just have, good days. And I think that, EP also captures that. Where there is also rage, there are also moments of, relief. And, I live for those moments, because you got to get through the tough times to get to the good times.
That part. Okay. What was the biggest challenge of mixing the album yourself?
Well, I mixed King of Fools. That was the second, the debut album for me, really.
Yes.
So that one is the one that I mixed myself. That one was, very challenging in terms of just getting like the EQs and stuff like that. I had never really dealt with stuff like that, but I've always just used this project, Dippy the Lad, to challenge myself as a musician. Every project I want to do a little bit more. You know what I mean? With Stuck, I had my producer Luke Turner. Shout out to Luke Turner.
Hey.
He is another awesome producer from Maryland, a good longtime friend of me, and he mixed and mastered Stuck for me. So I gave it to him. He helped me out a lot and taught me a lot in the process. And from there, I just wanted to kind of build on what I learned and just try to take that to the debut album, King of Fools. I just wanted for my music, I just want to be as me as possible. That's why it's me singing, writing the lyrics, programming the drums and bass. I just really use this opportunity as Dippy the Lad to just go ham and just make as many creative decisions as possible because growing up, I've always been in bands, and I've always had to compromise and really collaborate more so, which is always good to do for sure. Mm-hmm. But I like the freedom in this project and being able to experiment, take my time, and just have uncompromised control of the music that I put out because it's the music that I love, and if it's my project, I want to put out as authentically me as possible.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Mention your wife, which I love. I love power couples.
Yes.
Has she ever... So, for example, do you ever run new songs past your wife first to see if they pass the vibe check?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely look up to her as a musician so much. She is just very self-produced as well.
Okay.
She really taught me a lot about using GarageBand, and we share equipment half the time too. So it's just awesome to have somebody like that in my life to be able to run those ideas by, and she runs ideas by me as well. It's definitely a lot of like what do you think of this? Like, should I do this or that? And it's all just about giving your honest feedback. What I mean? You can't expect all the changes to happen. Your word isn't law. It's all about what the song calls for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always love to run stuff by her just for the sake of a lot of things when it comes to like harmonies, melodies, timings, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, she is definitely the perfect vibe checker, I would say.
Okay. So I gotta ask it because I feel like I'm hearing like different like artists. Who would you say are your inspirations when it comes to music?
Well, I would definitely say the band Kiss, like I said. They are just so instrumental in how I not just songwrite but also perform. They really taught me the balance of music and showmanship. It always has to be on the same level, I feel like.
Yeah.
It definitely makes for a better show at the end of the day, and adds to your legacy, I think. So they are up there. Also Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy is one of those bands that I grew up with. You know what I mean? Kiss is a classic rock band, but Fall Out Boy, I remember when Sugar We're Going Down Swinging was on rotation on the TV. You know what I mean? And
I felt like I always saw that music video before going to school.
Yeah, probably on like one of those like music video channels where like it was on at like 6 a.m. or something like that.
We don't have that anymore.
Yeah, no, it's very hard to find if it is, you know what I mean? So,
but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it's called, VH1 or something like that. But no. So Fall Out Boy, I love their lyrics. I love their sense of storytelling. It's all very different compared to anyone else I've ever heard of. So Fall Out Boy is a big one. I would also say Tom Petty. Tom Petty is another big one. Yes, he is just an icon in so many different ways. Written so many great songs with so many great people like Stevie Nicks and so many others. So I love his sense of songwriting and singing. And I guess I'll cap it off by also mentioning 311. 311 is a really big inspiration for me. They just they cover everything from hip hop to metal to punk and all that sort of stuff. So it definitely reminds me to not put up any boundaries when it comes to songwriting or music. If the music feels right, then go with it.
Yeah. 311's cool. I haven't listened to 311 in a long time. I like that song, Thread on Me. Thread on Me?
Or Don't Tread on Me, maybe?
Tread on
yeah,
me.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
I like that song.
It's a very bouncy one. Like, I like their sense of, like, writing and...
it's almost like ska.
Yeah, it's basically like, you know, like a ska, almost like Sublime kind of like vibe most of the time. So, yeah, they're one of my favorites. I saw them 3 times in 1 year one time with... Three times in 1 year I saw 311.
But not when the guy was alive, right?
Well, I think all the members are alive still.
What am I confusing them with?
Well, 311 does have a song called...
Dalmatian guy.
Was it?
No, Dalmatian guy. Who was that?
Dalmatian.
No, Sublime. That was
Sublime. That's what I was talking about. No.
No, you said it and I got confused because I believe the lead singer from Sublime passed away.
Yes, they did pass away. Yes. I was just saying they were in the same kind of realm.
I'm sorry, guys.
No. It's all good. It is all good.
You said it and I thought about it and I was like, wait, that's not right. But
it's all good.
Yes,
it's all good.
Everybody in 311 is alive.
311 is alive and well.
Period. Okay. All right, let's go back to your bio, my friend.
Okay.
So we talked a little bit about your EP. We talked a little bit about some of your inspirations. I guess, how do fans react when you perform Rosebud live?
Oh, Rosebud is a fun one. That's one that has always been pretty surprising when it turns out live because I have 2 versions out. I have the acoustic version and I have the full band version.
Okay.
So I put out 2 because this summer when I released the album, I was playing a lot of shows and I was kind of left to my own devices when it comes to performing. I perform as a solo acoustic guitar player, so there's only so much that I can do in terms of like, you know, getting the song going, especially with Rosebud. It's a very rhythmically driven kind of song. So one day I just got the nerve to ask the crowd to clap along with the beat because there's a very specific beat that I go by to play the beginning riff. And
that's cool.
No, it's been a very awesome turnout.
So you interact with the crowd in that song?
Yes, I love interacting with the crowd.
Awesome.
Performing is my favorite part of being a musician. I love it. It's that song in particular has just always hit very, very well. People just and it's crazy because people will clap and just to get it started, I'll think, but they go till the very end sometimes. You know what I mean? Like the song doesn't really change rhythmically wise, so like the beat is pretty easy to clap along with, I would say, and that's something that I really look for in songwriting as well, is stuff that's not too hard for the crowd to sing along, dance along, or clap along to. I think I want my songs to be as played with live as possible. So the hand clapping just kind of acts as the drums for me, and I get the tempo of the song from that. And thankfully, I have some great crowds because everybody stays on the beat too. Like sometimes you never know how that's gonna go. But every time I do it, it seems to be really well received by the crowd, and people they know how to clap, man. I'm really glad.
They know how to clap.
They know how to clap, man. It's crazy when you know how, and I'm blessed with that. You know what I mean? It's that, and that just speaks to the song. It's one of my. It was the second single on the album for that reason. I think for sure.
I like any artist that interacts with the crowd. Like they need that like pull in from the crowd to create the song. I feel like one of the only bands. Well, no, the first band to ever actually do that was Queen.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't Freddie Mercury. It was somebody in his band. I forgot what his name was. I think it was the drummer. But I think it was the drummer. Because like in Queen, what I loved about that band is that each person in that band collaborated to those singles.
Yes.
And that it wasn't just Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury had his collection of songs. However, it was also the guitarist. Like everybody had an input.
Yeah.
And I think it was the drummer. He has been having like this idea, and he wanted to create a song where the audience was able to interact with the beat or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's that famous song.
Yes.
My feet are here. So
no. I understand what you're talking about.
No, but when he did that, like I remember, like I forgot in the movie he was trying to describe it to the team, and at first they were just like, "Wait, what do you mean?" He was just like, "Doom doom."
Yeah, that was a
and then
crazy
he was like,
scene.
and then like starting that, and he was like, "That's what's gonna happen is that we're gonna teach the crowd how to do this, and then that's how the song is gonna start." And then
Yeah.
it was actually one of the first times a band ever interacted with an audience.
That's great. Yeah, and it's on a
Yeah.
recording and everything, man. Like that's the beat that's on the recording. You can do that at home. Like it's so awesome when you can interact with the crowd like that. I think that's
But
crucial
also
for any live
think
show.
like that song. So for example, I feel like it's such an impact because it makes you feel like you're inspired. Like obviously the song already says champion, like so we
Yeah.
get that. However, I feel like the momentum, the feeling it gives off, it's very like glorious to the fact that I think every sports arena uses that,
Yes.
whether it's hockey, basketball, baseball, maybe golf.
Yeah. No.
Maybe.
Absolutely. No. It goes
But you
everywhere.
get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
doom, doom, ch, doom, doom. I have heard it in every type of like sports arena. And correct me if I'm wrong, but like it's used everywhere. It's like very universal. I wouldn't be surprised if it's also used in other countries.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the power of music, and that's why I love music so much. Is that it really does like it doesn't matter the country or the region half the time. It's just if you can get along with the beat, like everyone gets along. You know what I mean? And that's what I've always wanted to get into music for as well. I feel like this music thing is just an honest sort of way to go through life and to bring
we
people
need
together
that
for
now.
music is we need that more than ever.
The world needs just like the world, not just specifically an area. The world.
Yes.
Maybe some areas more than most, but the world in general, I feel like needs a very big hug. I feel like I just want everybody to be friends.
Absolutely.
That's my goal.
No,
That's my
absolutely.
goal.
That's a good goal to have. And
yeah.
I support that fully and well on the
Hell
Mina
yeah.
Mendoza Show. Mina
Period.
Mendoza for president.
Woo! I'll be scared.
I mean, I would too. That's why I'm giving it to you and not me. That's how it is.
Scared. I remember I had this conversation with Marv one time. He's like, "Yeah, yo, I don't know. You're gonna come one day off. You'd be like, you know what? Let's start a war."
Dang. I mean, if they deserve it, they deserve it. You know what I mean?
No war for me. I come in peace. I'm
Absolutely.
spicy, but that's not my realm.
Yeah, you can be spicy without starting a war. That's
That
for sure.
part.
Yes.
That part.
That should be the slogan.
That. Actually, that's funny. I like that.
I would buy a T-shirt.
Hell yeah. All right, friends. So let's keep on going with the bio love. So I guess, what was your proudest moment as a musician so far?
Oh, proudest moment as a musician so far.
Yeah. Like a memory that no matter what, you're going to take with you.
Oh man. I would probably say one of the first times that I played Ram's Head Live in Maryland. That's a very notorious venue. I don't know if it's still around, but it is the place where I would see all my first shows. You know what I mean? I've seen like Jimmy's Chicken Shack there. I saw I don't think I saw 311 there, but I did see Red Gold Green and Escape the Fate and a few other bands that I love. So I remember playing that. I think it was for like a festival, and seeing the crowd out there was just surreal. You know what I mean? It was a really awesome feeling to know that I sold tickets to people and they came out to this venue that I would go to shows to all the time, and to play that was just a full circle moment. So yeah, shout out to Ram's Head in Baltimore, a city that I really spent a lot of time in my early days of being a musician. So that memory will always be so precious to me.
Oh. I also want to give another shout out. Shout out to Velo.
Velo.
Shout out to
yes.
Velo. She was a special guest with Arya. So
Yes,
Velo and
Fire
Arya.
and Ice.
Fire and Ice. So shout out to y'all.
Yes.
Great supporters of the Mina Mendoza Show.
That was a great episode too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a great episode for sure. I really enjoyed both of their energy. I love how they're kind of a jack of all trades. Like they do the photography, like the modeling, they do the art. They also do the singing.
Yeah, no, they're so creative, creative.
And also shout out to Hazy Harvest. I know that you guys put a lot of content for them. I gotta stop by one day. Definitely, I've yet to stop by, but I definitely gotta stop by.
Their menu is fire. I will say, yes, I've been there a time or two, to say the least. And it's definitely a nice place with nice people and good times.
Shout out to y'all though, and also thank you for coming on the show, babes. But yeah, like dispensaries are fun.
They are, yes, yeah. There's plenty to choose from in Jersey, to say the least.
I was in Toronto, and it's different. It's a little different.
Yeah, because they do have legal cannabis out there, right?
Do.
Okay, gotcha. What did you try out there?
Everything.
Okay, right on.
I was just like, I get what I get. I'm like, listen, I need the sleepy one. I need the indica. I need the sativa.
Right.
I also, I like to get deals, so I'm like, I don't want the cheapest one, but
I was going to ask, how was the prices?
The prices were actually really good, because one thing that I noticed is that the American dollar is a little bit higher in currency right now. So all I remember is I kept using my debit card, and I would get charged, but then I would get money back.
Oh, okay.
So like I'll get charged like $29, and then like that'll be deducted from my bank account. However, next thing you know, you see like $4.32 as a plus, like going back to your account.
Yeah, those fees or something like that. All those dispensaries got like some sort of like random fees that you gotta
these
like.
are charges for anywhere in Canada. Because
really?
if you use your debit card, our currency is more. So you get money back.
Got it.
If I said it right.
Yeah, because like it's a difference in like amount, I guess. That makes sense why you would get some more back. Okay, got it.
However, the taxes in Canada are very high.
Are they?
Very, very high. But you know what? I'll take high taxes for free insurance.
That's true.
I'll take high taxes for free insurance.
That part right there.
Because I'm like, you'll break your leg, $10,000.
Yeah,
man. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no,
what you mean $10,000?
$10,000 is crazy, man.
That's my only major thing. Like, I don't get into politics. However, I do feel like every country should have free healthcare, because it's like we want our people to be healthy. You don't want people to miss work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just better for companies at the end of the day.
Companies, people, like I feel like, we just want healthy people. Like, God forbid, the person that needed help could have been the best brain surgeon in the world, but because they didn't get that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Health insurance comes in many levels, and I feel like no one should be denied it. I don't think anyone is here abusing it. I feel like if you need it, you need it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's just a bare necessity, I feel like, to be like, healthy and living in your body, to feel good in your own body should be like, basic human right.
Facts. Like, I just think like I said, quote me if I'm wrong, I'll take the higher taxes for free insurance. Because remember, guys, free insurance doesn't mean just going to the doctor. It's also the dentist. It's everything.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot that can come with that, for sure. I want all that. I want all that.
Hell
and then some.
Dentists are expensive. Mm-hmm. Yo, like what? Like dentist is like going to a mechanic.
It really is. Yeah. Because you're like, you got a plaque or something like that. We got to drill this and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, and then it'd be like, yo, you don't need those 4 teeth. Why? Why do you want my teeth?
All because you didn't floss too. That's the biggest thing they always come back to. Apparently, like flossing will save the world. Apparently, I don't know what it is.
Flossing is key.
I guess so.
Flossing is key.
It's always something I get called out on, I guess, and I know I need to do it. It doesn't make me feel good.
You gotta do it, Dippy. Also, shout out to Andy, another amazing guest that has been on the Mina Mendoza Show.
Watch this back, man. I gave you your flowers.
Yes, period, Andy. Thank you for coming on the chat. Always supportive, always showing the love. I appreciate you so much, my friend. I appreciate you.
Another great episode.
Oh no, definitely. I feel like especially like with the podcasting world, it's all about building community. And like one thing I could say is like anybody who I've spoke to on this couch, this chair, or in general, you guys are all gems, man. Mm-hmm. You guys are cool. You guys are cool.
You're cool, Mina. Thank you for letting us have this space with Marvin to share this sort of stuff. Yes, indeed. Yes.
Let's go. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You're cool too.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yes, no, I believe so. It's just good to be in good company, for sure.
All right. Let's go. Mm-hmm. All right. So, I guess let's get a little funny.
Yes.
All right. Would you rather get stuck on a broken carnival ride or a broken stage elevator?
Ooh. Oh, man. I guess it would really depend on the carnival ride. Like, there's a few of them.
Do you go on them still?
I will if I'm around them, yeah. Like I
Okay.
still kind of like I don't know. It's still a sense of adventure. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
always not. It's not always gonna be like perfect, obviously.
yeah.
And you know, hey, if you get hurt, sue. You know what I mean? Get some money in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just what it is.
What's your favorite carnival ride?
Oh, my favorite carnival ride. Don't they have those the music one where like it's like you like go up this like you go into like a circle and it like
the
does
Music
like
Express.
Yeah, Music Express. That's what it
That's
is.
a
Yeah.
good one.
I feel like that's a classic one that like everyone can get on and
Yeah.
like, you know, your back
And then
might
it
hurt
goes
a little
backwards.
bit. Yeah, no, I love
was
it. And they
fun.
always have like dope music playing. So yeah, that one's a classic one. I love going on that
I
one.
like that one. I like the alien one.
Which one's that?
The one where you go inside the spaceship and it just like sucks you into the gravity.
Yeah. Isn't that is that a Point Pleasant?
I think it's like most carnivals just have them. It always
I
like,
guess so.
It's always called like gravity. I always like that one and what else do I like? I like the ones that look like and the swing.
Oh, the swings
I'm
are
obsessed with
one of
the
my
swing.
favorites as well. Yeah. I would always
Yeah.
hit that up at Six Flags for sure.
Oh hell no! I ain't going to the swing in Six Flags.
No, you don't.
You're
fuck with that
talking
one?
about the one that takes you all the way
yeah,
up there. Nah, I did that.
love that.
Nah.
Oh my god,
If
the wind
anybody
blowing through
knows-
my hair.
No, if anyone has seen that ride, Dippy, y'all gotta see that ride in Six Flags. I rode that ride one time because I love the swings.
Yeah.
Mind you, I don't know how many feet that is, but
It's
the fact
high
is,
up.
it's super high up. There's no seatbelt.
Oh really?
You don't remember? It was just that metal bar.
Because I've been to the one in Maryland, and I remember having like the metal bar. I think is what they have in
All
there
I
too.
remember is that it got up to a certain height. I was like, oh nah, like this shit is just
Yeah.
a swing, and I'm just gonna go on the side of the air, and then it
Yeah.
starts raining.
Oh yeah, the rain
I
is
was
another
like, oh my
situation.
God. I was like, no, Dippy, you brave.
Yeah,
You
no,
brave.
I feel like for that, like, it's more than it's something that I can handle as opposed to like a lot more like roller coasters. Like the higher up like a roller coaster goes, like the drop, like
Yeah.
I that's something that like will really like get my heart pounding and stuff like that. It's crazy.
So elevator or carnival ride?
Oh man, I would probably have to say elevator just because I feel like it is gonna have less of a chance of breaking and killing me compared to a carnival ride, maybe.
Done.
just off the track records, I guess.
Okay, if Dippy the Lad was a superhero, what would his powers be?
Ooh, man. I want to think of something that's never been done before. I feel like I would love for my guitar to like actually speak. Like if I could like bring my guitar to like other countries and like play something that everyone could like, understand what I'm saying kind of thing. Like have like I guess like a bilingual guitar. Like it would be like, like my like hammer of Thor, but it would be like my guitar and I could like just talk to people and they would understand what I'm saying, I think. Cause I really struggle with, other languages like that. So I feel like if I could just, resonate that through the power of music, man, I think that could be, really cool power.
What if someone steals your guitar?
If someone steals my guitar, well, that's the movie, I think. I think that's the movie. I have to find my guitar. And, I'm setting up a franchise is what it is. So it'll be a
Okay.
golden guitar. Everybody will want to get the golden guitar. Paramount Pictures, hit me up, Netflix, whatever. It'll be like a chasing of the guitar. But I'll keep it in a case that only I know the combination to it. It's like it'll be a dance of a combination. That's what it has to be. It's a specific dance that nobody knows but me.
Okay.
That's the first draft.
So that's
if
like the
anything.
code?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta
Okay.
do like a really like convoluted dance. Like I'm talking like that viral dance clip of like Jim Carrey and Sonic, where it's like there's like a body double and stuff like that. Like you gotta go very ham with it to be able to unlock it from the case.
Okay. So let me ask you this, love. Let's get vulnerable. What's your red flag as an artist?
Red flag. I would say.
Not this room turning red.
Hey, that's. I mean, I'm on
was
a red
looking at the
couch and all that sort of
background,
stuff.
yo, I'm
Man,
dead.
that
That's
was
the universe.
Marvin. Shout out, man. No, that was. We're in Marvin's universe right now. That's really what it is, man.
That was funny.
I would say just overall unprofessionalism. You know what I mean? I feel like.
Can you give an example? Like, what would be a behavior of unprofessionalism in like an artist?
I would say, People that just don't give a lot of details months prior to an event. I feel like the more that you plan out and the more that you plan ahead, the better. And I feel like the closer that you get to an event, if you don't know everything about the event, then that's a red flag, I believe. You know, I
agree.
I think you got to really just like have all the info laid out. Ideally, all the info is laid out the moment that you sign on for the show. You know what I mean? You know what to expect. You know what to, I mean, obviously you can hand in like your stage plots and all that sort of stuff. Whenever they need it. But I feel like, you know, just giving as much info as you can ahead of time is always just going to set up the artist for success. You know what I mean? You can plan your travel accordingly. You can, you know, tell people that are coming, you know what I mean, of what to expect. You know what I mean? I just feel like, you know, the more info you have ahead of time, the better. And if you don't have all that by like a month before, I feel like, or something like that, at least like a month or a couple weeks, then that's certainly something to worry about. And I've worried about in the past.
No, definitely. And I could definitely co-sign on you with that. Nick, because like I feel like, you know, not to say names or anything because that's not right either.
Nah.
However, I have been to events where the artist maybe comes late, very, very late, or, you know, stuff happens. We're all humans, you know, sometimes things can not be in our control. However, one thing I will say is, building that report on the venue, who's throwing the event, are there any other artists that are being showcasing? That's really important because I feel like that creates a bigger connection with the audience and also the environment.
Yes.
And like I feel like if you're not doing that as an artist, then it's having too much ego. And I feel like if you have too much ego, you're not like really being there for the moment. It's like you're being there for yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody matters when it comes to any show that you play. You know what I mean? And everyone should be treated with the same respect. Everyone should be, you know, caught up in the loop of all conversations.
100%.
Everyone should just know where they're supposed to be and when, because, you know, that clear direction is just going to make everything run smoother. You know what I mean? If there's a million things being put together like a couple hours before the show, there's going to be some delays. And, you know, nobody wants to, you know, do that. And you want to avoid as many, you know, unpredictable issues as possible, I feel like. And I think, you know, the more that you are willing to communicate and share info and answer questions and give artists the time to do that, the better. You know what I mean? At the very
100%.
least, a group chat to keep everybody updated, and just, you know.
Even about the area, you know, I feel like even artists, when they do concerts, you know, famous artists, the first thing they do is, I guess, they start off a show. However, they start talking about the environment. Like, say, for example, I don't know, let's talk about Maryland. Oh, so say like one of these artists are playing in Maryland. A lot of times they might, in the middle of the show, like, hey, what's up, Maryland? Shout out to this restaurant or shout out to this place. Oh, I heard that this is a big thing here. That's you creating that connection with the crowd, you know, which shows that like you're not going to give the same show in each state.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like if you just build that rapport, the audience will appreciate that and they will understand that what you're giving is genuine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I like to treat my shows a lot of times like almost like a Vegas crooner. You know what I mean? Like, you know those like Vegas singers that you see in like hotel lounges sometimes are just like, hey, come again next time, and they like crack little jokes and stuff like that. Like that's how I try to like, you know, make every show really original. You know what I mean? I try to, you know, just you know, incorporate everybody in the show. You know what I mean? If I know something funny on stage, or if I just, you know, think of something off the cuff to, you know, maybe change a lyric to something funny for a city or something like that, it just it makes everything much more fun. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta, like, My Chemical Romance is doing that to a big degree with their tour right now. Every different show, every different state that they've played, every city has been like a completely different show for the most part. There's different things that they do, different characters that do different things and stuff like that. So that spontaneity just shows how much you care. You know what I mean? If you phone it in and you just copy and paste to everything, no one's gonna want to see that. You can see that on YouTube, and you can you know, see where this person, you know, makes this move and stuff like that. And I get how some shows have to have choreography, and there's obviously gonna have there's obviously greatness to that, but the more spontaneously you can get with a show, the better. And it gives people those unforgettable experiences, and that's what I try to create more than anything, is unforgettable experiences for folks in the shows that I play.
Okay, so I gotta ask you this, my friend. I've asked people all the time on my show, So we're going to pretend that this is a Mina Mendoza card, okay?
Oh.
So have you seen that part of the show
I have
yet?
seen this part. Yes,
All
yes.
right. I'm still going to describe, I'm still going to,
Please do, yes.
guideline vibes. So with this card, my friend here, I'm going to pass it to you, love.
Oh, yes.
This card, think of it as like, unlimited American Express. I feel like at this point, American Express should sponsor me.
Yeah,
The amount of times I have said that.
They're a great company. Yes,
Yo.
yes. I fully support that.
I definitely do too. So we're going to pretend it's like a black American Express unlimited card, and you have 24 hours with the card. However, it starts exactly at 12 a.m., and everything will disappear a second over 11:59 p.m.
Right.
You also want to be realistic with what you want. If you know that you're going to have to take a plane and it's going to take 6 hours out of your day, you also have to subtract the 6 hours to get back.
Got it. No plane. No plane.
Whatever you want to do. I mean, take a jet, maybe go somewhere closer. Just be wise,
Yes.
And that's about it. All right, 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, so first thing is property. I'm buying a house for wifey and I.
Period.
I am buying a house probably in South Carolina as well.
Oh.
My family is down there. My parents and grandparents are down there. So
Nice.
I also feel like it's just an up and coming, like, I think it's the next Florida, you know what I mean? Where everyone would go to Florida back in the day for vacation, stuff like that. I think South Carolina is very much becoming that. So I would definitely invest in some new property being built. And, both these houses would be built from the ground up. You know what I mean?
Love
I would
that.
want like all updated, like as new as can be, with all appliances, paid for and updated. Like, this is a 2025 house.
Love
And that part. So that's what I'm doing first. I am also going to be paying off any debts that my parents and my wife's parents have, because they've helped us so much ever since we were, kids, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely trying to take care of our parents, mortgages paid, car payments paid, anything they have pending, it's paid off, it's done. I would do more, but it's 24 hours, you know what I'm saying? And I would also probably put in a group chat, like, I would put all my immediate family in a group chat, and I would be like, hey, if y'all can get down here, I got this card, and you can point me in the direction of where you want to go, and we're going to, make sure everybody's taken care of. We're going to make sure the family is taken care of more than anything. I mean, I'll pay for plane tickets, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll get that express, thing for everybody to come down. I would also buy vacation tickets for my family.
Nice.
I would make sure that my parents have always wanted to go to Italy. I would make sure I'd buy some plane tickets for them to go to Italy. My wife's parents are Greek, so I would get them a nice little trip to Greece. Let them party on and stuff like that, and pay for maybe an Airbnb or something like that out there for them. So that they can enjoy themselves, and it'd be a round trip too. So that's thinking ahead.
He's like, round trip.
Round trip.
Yeah, I'm not getting stuck
they
there.
coming back, and I'm not paying again. So that's how that is. So yeah, I would do that, and then I would pretty much probably give it to my wife and just be like, hey, go nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just, really make sure that she, has, fully updated everything. You know what I mean? Everything that she can ask for, I'm getting for her, because, she means the most to me. And, I just want to take care of, the people that I love most in this world. So I'd make sure that, the family's taken care of, wifey's taken care of. I'd also invest in some equipment. You know what I mean? I would definitely have a home studio in that house for
Yeah.
us, and white picket fence, all that sort of stuff. But that studio is going to have updated equipment, drums, bass, everything that you need to start a band or do stuff like that. And then I would also look into some charities as well. There's a really cool charity that we work with called Alex's Lemonade Stand. They work with kids with cancer.
I love that.
So yeah, it's a really awesome foundation. I'd probably give them as much as I'd probably max out the donation for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just, however much I can donate at a time, that's what it is. You know what I mean? I don't want to get them in trouble with the taxes and stuff like that. So whatever's going to be beneficial for them. So yeah, I would do that, and probably at the end of the day, just treat my wife to a really, really nice dinner somewhere close. Maybe even take a little road trip to Maryland. It's only 3 hours away, so probably get a nice, dinner going on there, a nice hotel room. Just complete white glove service. Just being like treated like royalty for the day. That's what I really want for us, is just a moment of just like complete, and utter service to us and stuff like that, because it's just what you need to take care of in life is your family. That's the biggest thing for me, and I think that's pretty much it, honestly. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I heard it. Round of applause. Round of applause.
That was hard to give back, I gotta say. That was really hard to give back.
It's okay. It's all right. I also want to give one more shout out, because I see the time. We're about to be ending our show soon. Right. But shout out to Carlos MX. You were a great you are a great performer. You performed in Hidden Gems. Shows a lot of love. Just thank you for supporting me in my show. I wanted to give you your flowers, my friend. Also, definitely check him out. He has great music. He's actually a Hispanic artist. So, like, anybody that does Hispanic hip-hop, rap, definitely connect with this artist and collaborate, network. This is what this is all about, building community. All right. Next, so has come to the time where the show ends. But I must say, I feel that you are a person with great energy. I wish you nothing but blessings on your journey. But before we go, I want to make sure that you could connect with the audience. Let them know your Instagram, YouTube channel, any events that you have coming up so people can find you.
First of all, real recognize real. Thank you, Mina. Thank you, Marvin. Thank you, everybody, for having me on this show. I really appreciate it. Very, very awesome time. Y'all can find me as Dippy The Lad on all streaming platforms. I got music on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Apple Music, all that kind of stuff. I got my debut album, King of Fools, out, as well as a new song called Do What You Say. So check those out. I got some shows coming up. Tomorrow I will be at the Old Canal Inn in Nutley, New Jersey. So come out to that. And then I will also be doing some other shows to close out the year. So look out for that. And yeah, just come out and see me. I actually brought something for you before we leave, because I know everyone's been doing the presents, so I didn't want to come empty-handed. It's the Italianness in me, you know what I'm saying? So these are some nice Dippy the Lad stickers for you.
Yay, Dippy the Lad stickers.
They are really small. I have to work on the sizing,
it's okay.
but those can go anywhere. And Marvin, I got you as well, bro. Follow me everywhere online as Dippy the Lad, and thank you again for having me. I really, really appreciate this.
Yes, y'all heard it. I also want to give one more shout out. Shout out to the man, vegan wine from Neptune out here. I can't ask the sandwich yet, my friend. You came too late. But what I will do for you, I'll make sure to ask that sandwich next week. All right, my friends, everybody that tuned in with us, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Mina Mendoza Show. If you like content like this, remember, Mina Mendoza is for the culture, the community, for the people. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. Also, don't forget to connect with me on Instagram, Queen of Spice, and that's Queen 0F Spice. Send me a DM. Let's network. Let's collab. Let's get things going. And one thing I will say, I tell people, introduce yourself. A lot of people kind of go into my DMs and introduce yourself. Tell me who you are and what type of positive footprint you would like to leave on the show. And again, if I don't respond, send me a comment under the photo, because I feel like requests get lost in the sauce, and I'm really about building that community. So if that ever does happen, get my attention one more time. I will find it. But with that being said, it brings us to the end of our episode. So you're going to catch me here next Thursday at 7 p.m. And that's all I got for y'all today. It's your girl, Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, Queen of Spice. We out of here.